Court justice. Rose Schmidt sat down with both candidates and explains where they stand on important issues in this officially nonpartisan race.
Conservatively backed Judge Brian Hagedorn says if elected, he would consider recusing himself from cases involving former Governor Scott Walker, after previously serving as Walker's chief legal counsel.
Obviously, if there's something I've worked on in the course of my legal career, I might recuse in those cases. It all depends on the facts of the case. So I'll apply the law just like everyone should as a judge.
The business group Wisconsin Realtors Association pulled its endorsement of Hagedorn after blog posts from 2005 surfaced in which he made controversial comments about gay rights, abortion, and bestiality. But he would not say whether he's distancing himself from those views.
I'm not going back to say, here's what I agree with, here's what I disagree with from writings from when I was a student. And the fact that we're talking about that, again, shows that this has nothing to do with what this race is actually about at the end of the day.
Republican groups have criticized Hagedorn's opponent, Judge Lisa Neubauer, calling her Liberal Lisa, after groups like the one run by the country's former Attorney General Eric Holder spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to help her.
The money that's come into this race, I read about that in the paper. The third-party money doesn't come to me.
Neubauer says if elected, she would consider recusing herself from cases involving Holder's group.
Going forward, I would just look at every case. I would continue to hold myself to the highest ethical standards and always with a mind towards our job of making sure that the public and the parties feel there's no bias.
In Hagedorn's old blog post, he called Planned Parenthood a wicked organization. But when I asked him if he'd recuse himself from cases involving the organization, he said there would be no reason to do that.
The real question is, do you understand your job is to set aside the law, set aside your views, and follow the law? And again, my opponent and nobody else can point to any time where I've done anything other than that.
Planned Parenthood endorsed Neubauer in the race and spent big money to help her, but she would not say whether she'd consider recusing herself.
For every decision I make on the Supreme Court, I want to come to it with an open mind, no agenda, no ideology, no bias, no predetermined outcomes.
As far as another hot-button issue, gun rights, Hagedorn says he would uphold the right to bear arms, while Neubauer called it inappropriate to talk about any issue that could come before the court. But she says she would keep an open mind. For News 3 Now, I'm Rose Schmidt.
State Supreme Court is the headline race on the ballot on Tuesday, along with some local races like Madison Mayor, Madison School Board, and a number of local referendums. Tonight on MSNBC, Governor Evers